It's our final day of Money Diaries in partnership with Refinery 29. Their series that profiles anonymous women who write about their financial journey through the course of a week. We have our powerhouse team back with us. Tiffany Aliche, we like to call her the Budgetnista. Also Carli Whitwell from Refinery 29. And of course, a woman who needs no introduction here, our own Rebecca Jarvis. This has been a wonderful series and the feedback has been great. We want to get right to this morning's series and the diary, and this is what it is our entry comes from a finance manager in the Kansas City area who makes around $132,000. So what stands out to you, Carli, about this entry?
Lots of great things. So she is, like you said, she's 38 years old. She lives in Kansas City. She makes about $132,000 plus her bonus, and she has had a busy week. Right now, she's home. Her husband is working nights, so she's home with her two toddlers because she's a mother of two, and one of them is potty training, so it's been busy for her. So it's a higher earning household, but there are some expenses happening this month that are kind of worrying our diarist a little. $2,400 on childcare, which we know is a lot. Also, she has some medical expenses, and they're also working on a patio renovation. So some stress with some outgoing expenses today.
And again, I cannot stress how detailed everyone is in putting their budget down and really being real because they want to help here and they want to be able to help others. So, Tiffany, the unexpected expenses, because you put down the budget and you know certain ones are going to be there, but those unexpected ones really get you going with this diarist.
No, absolutely. We have to understand, as an adult, we're going to have unexpected expenses, so you really want an emergency fund. So three things to consider when you're stocking your emergency fund is to start small. Don't stress yourself about trying to fund it right away. $10, $20 a month, wherever you can start. And then two, you want to be consistent. And you don't actually have to have the discipline, Robin, because automation is a new discipline. You can literally go to payroll and say, hey, can you put that money in my account? You could split it before you get it. And lastly, you really want to try to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of emergency savings, 3 months at minimum, 6 months or more, depending on how long you think that emergency is going to last you.
I love your little phrases. Split it before you get it. Split it, but it's true. It just plants that little seed because you keep it real, Tiffany. You keep it real, and you think that is so important. And can that help a little bit with the anxiety that this woman is feeling?
Absolutely. Honestly, Robin, is why I started the Budgetnista, why I wrote my New York Times bestseller, Get Good with Money. I wanted to help to release some of that financial anxiety so people can get to the work of fixing their finances. I want people to acknowledge the anxiety is there. I want people to recognize their triggers. Is it debt? Is it overspending? I want you to celebrate your wins, and I also want you to ask for help if needed. So maybe it's a financial therapist, maybe it's a financial advisor, and don't go it alone. I'm here.
Yeah, don't go it alone. And people really aren't alone when it comes to child care. A lot of people, and this is what this diarist, she wrote. She said, paying for child care and unexpected expenses that come up still just makes me nauseous. Oh, so much when it comes to child care. What do you say here, Rebecca?
And so many families feel nauseous when it comes to child care because it is expensive. The average family in the U.S. right now is spending about $321 every single week. If they're putting their child in daycare, if they have a nanny, a babysitter, it can be even more expensive than that. And we're dealing with something called the child care cliff because a lot of child care centers, nursery schools, kindergartens, they've had to close over the last couple of years because it's expensive to provide child care for kids. So not only do parents have to deal with the stress of the expense, but even getting in, finding an opportunity to put your kid into daycare can be really tough. They're not alone in this. There are some great resources. First of all, talk to your employer. Second of all, if you're setting aside money, it's the set it and forget it method from the Budgetnista. Put that money pre-tax towards your child care, daycare benefits. That will sometimes help. And then also look for, there's a lot of government programs now. And then there's new things coming up with families, moms trying to help each other, something called June Care that we have talked about in the past, where moms really look at their schedule and see, when do I have a window in my schedule to care for the kids in the community? So people are doing more to solve for this. Government is looking at it. And we, by the way, Robin, we here at Good Morning America did an entire series called America's Child Care Crisis. People can check that out on Hulu because we really break this down and look at a lot of the solutions that are coming out as well.
So I'm going to get this from each of you. Thank you. What is your takeaway from what we've done these last 3 days? What do you want?
Oh, I mean, I think the biggest thing is talking about this is key. People have to really, so much of my job is thinking about it. So, and having people really be aware. So start the conversation because that is what you have to do to even attack the problem.
And that is what you do. That is what you do, and that's what this series, this Money Diaries, is all about.
Yes.
Community.
It feels so taboo to talk about it, but talking about it can make you feel empowered and less alone. I was reading through the comments on yesterday's diary,
Right.
and someone said, who was in the same predicament as our yesterday's diarist, said, let's get out of this together, or here we go, we're going to get out of this together.
Oh,
and I think
wow.
whatever that community looks like for you, hopefully Refinery 29 is part of it, but you can find that community.
I love that.
Yeah. And for me, it's releasing the shame, because shame shields solutions, right? And that talking about it allows you to realize that you're not alone, and you shouldn't be ashamed because you've done the best you can with the knowledge you have, and now with new knowledge, you could do even better.
Shame shields.
Solutions.
Once
Always
again.
got one.
Always has one in her back pocket. I mean this sincerely. Tiffany, Carli, my girl here, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We should do this on an ongoing basis. I think it's really helping a lot of folks. And to check out the entries we looked at and to see even more, head to Refinery 29's website. And a huge thanks to this powerhouse team.